Okay.
They want to see the presentation.
We'll start. It's going to record right now. We want to welcome everybody who's with us. And we do these calls each Friday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time for a cross-discipline forum with our planners, incentive specialists, and our suppliers, hotelier partners, and DMCs, and anyone else who's in the events industry. And it's what we call an all-in call. They don't always have themes, but today we do. And we have a wonderful speaker with us who has just shifted from the sales side for resorts and destinations to a really new, exciting venture. And so I'm going to ask, as the moderator, I'll ask you to just keep yourselves muted until you're ready to speak, just out of a protocol kind of thing. If you want to open up your chat box, you can do so. If you scroll down to the bottom of your screen, you'll see a little thing that says chat, and that'll make a little screen pop up over here, just like texting. And you can put any of your questions in that chat box, and Pam will get to those toward the end. We'll make sure that she sees all those. And that's about it. I'm going to introduce my partner, Carol, who is going to then introduce our lovely speaker today. Carol, take it away.
Thank you. I think, like all of us, that we are a big charter members of the Pam Shepard fan club. And, you know, I know that the situation that brought her to this opportunity was not a happy situation for anybody. I know that she was distressed, which is understandable. And I hope that I impacted on her. This is not the last chapter of your life. There will be other opportunity out there. So when I heard about this opportunity for her, I couldn't have been more excited because, you know, it's a little bit show busy. It's something new and fresh. She's got an opportunity to create her own future. And I couldn't be more delighted. And I'm super duper curious, as most of us are, about what this is all about. So here is Miss Pam Shepard. I'm sure you all know and love her as much as I do, and I'm just so happy for this opportunity for you. So cheers to you. I brought my champagne.
Well, thank you.
I have a glass to raise. Cheers to Pam.
Thank you. No, this is super exciting. What I'm going to do is share my screen, and you'll have to bear with me because I'm going to go between a couple videos to show you and an actual presentation that kind of tells you what we are and who we are to the planner side as well as the supplier side. So let me begin there, but I'm thrilled about this new opportunity. Let me see if you can you all see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So before I start, let me just give you a real quick premise of how this came about. And I have to thank Heather Herrig, who's on this phone right now. And, you know, I'm a big fan of being involved in your industry associations. And I ended up with Los Angeles because of somebody that I met at a site event. And I'm thrilled to have this new job because Heather, on an MPI call, said, hey, I've got something I want you to consider. So I give all the kudos to Heather right now. And I could not emphasize enough about staying involved in your industry association. So anyway, this is really exciting. I'm going to show you a video first because that kind of shares with you. You'll have to bear with me. Kind of the overview of who we are, and oops, in a more exciting way. I have to figure out how to get to my video.
And be sure to click share computer audio on the bottom left if there's sound on the video.
Okay, hold on one second. There is. I thought I practiced this, but apparently I didn't. Okay, we're going to go right to the video first, if I can figure out where the video is. Oh my gosh, did we not just go through this, Whitney?
We did, and it's okay. Everybody, this is just a time for everyone to take a sip.
Okay, now everybody take a sip. I got it now.
It's just stage fright. It's okay.
Okay, so I need you all to check out. It should work now. Right here. Okay, so this is kind of an overview of who we are and what we're all about, and then I'll get a little more into detail. Can you all see this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I hope you can all hear it. Let me know if you can't hear it.
Can't hear it.
Not yet.
Okay. I apologize.
There's a button in the bottom left, Pam, that says share computer audio.
Guys, I apologize.
I think you have to get out of it and go back like you're going to bring the video up, and there should be a button on the bottom that says share computer audio.
Okay. I've got to share screen. I'm sorry, guys. Maybe I'll just do the presentation, figure out how to show you the videos later. I don't want to keep you all too long here. So let's just go back to where I was here. So and I don't think any of you guys would disagree with the fact that, you know, the world has definitely changed since New Year's Day, if not shortly after that. So, you know, the shelter at home has changed how we interact with one another. God knows the fashion industry has changed because masks are more important than lipstick these days. Our air travel is down 95%. But the bigger deal right now too is that the consumer, be it a planner, be it an accountant, a teacher, whoever you are actually on your screens, especially your mobile devices, 66 hours a week. That is more than the average work week. So the world has changed a lot, and brands are desperately finding a way to reconnect. Hospitality, travel, event brands in particular are really struggling right now. We're not face to face. We can't do in-person site tours. We are having to figure out how to do virtual site tours. And for the brands that haven't ever created virtual site tours, that's becoming very important as they pivot. Traditional advertising is not working, period. I read a statistic the other day that of all these 66 hours that we're online, 84% of that is digital, only 11% is radio, and only 3% is any print advertising. And of course, the bigger change in that is the fact that nobody has any money in our industry right now to be spending on any form of traditional advertising. So a lot of things have become, as we said, with these Zoom calls, impersonal in some ways, and we have to come up with a way to make it a personal connection again, to engage in a better way. And since COVID, I think another reason that this platform, online, video, television, and content is even more important. There's a statistic that just came out recently, and I promise I'm not going to bore you with all these, but they're very relevant. 91% increase in the number of enterprise videos. So those are business to business. Those are you, Zoom. Those are you talking to your coworkers, and other business to business enterprise videos is on the increase. 173% increase in the time that we watch TV, connected TV. I'm not talking about ABC, NBC, CBN, or CBS. And the time that we're watching shorter content, it's up 173%. And actually, I was reading something also the other day that the time we're spending on our phones, our mobile devices, is up 200% from last year. So that's a really big deal in how, as people in our industry, as suppliers, are communicating with our customers. And it's also very relevant in how our meeting professionals are buying these days. 500 million hours of video are watched online every day, 500 million. And 118% increase in viewership in travel-related video. Again, very important if the suppliers that are on this call are not, if their marketing departments are not using video and not doing it online, they're really missing the boat, especially now during this pandemic timeframe. Again, it's just some more statistics about the buying power of video and the global shift in the way we used to do things a year or two ago versus how we're doing them today. And this is a quote that our CEO, Joy, is pulling up almost on every single call, along with another one I don't have in my possession yet. But anyway, 1 minute of video is worth 1.8 million words. That is huge for your marketing departments. And that is huge as a meeting professional in how you're communicating with your constituents, whether it be a virtual event or, as hopefully in 21 we go back to some hybrids and some face-to-face events. Keep in mind the importance of video at your events, which I think we all know, but now what do we do with that? I've noticed this probably more than anything right now, that there's no central place to find industry video. You can go to YouTube and type in a destination, or you can go to MPI and look at MPI TV. It's everywhere all the time, being emailed to us. It's all over the place. And literally, I'm becoming a squirrel because I just don't know which place to turn to. And the travel channel for us meeting professionals is really not relevant anymore. If you haven't been on it lately, it's all about ghost hunting and paranormal activity and really bizarre stuff that really has nothing to do with the meeting and event industry. So that's where EventsTV comes in. EventsTV is really, it's super exciting. And I hope you guys go on this journey with me, because the ideas we have in the pipeline are just some of the most creative things that I've seen in years. But EventsTV kind of turns a lens on how live experiences are created. And we have a variety of programming. So, we're looking at some of the most exciting events and celebrations, and we're taking you behind the scenes, and we're adding a little bit of entertainment to the education you're getting. It's really about being an event enthusiast. Now, you might be a professional event planner, you might be a wedding planner, you might be simply an event enthusiast. And events, as we know, can be a reunion, they can be a conference. It's a variety of things when you're bringing people together. The exciting part of EventsTV is there is programming specific to our industry, and there's entertaining program that's a little more broad, like a show we have called Amazing Spaces, and one we're working on, the Millennial America, and a couple others that are out there in the works that are relevant and different and not your traditional travel channel programming. So here's basically what it is. For subscribers, which every single one of us, be it in our industry or my next door neighbor, can subscribe to EventsTV. And basically we're offering you the ability to travel the world, indulge in fine living and shared experiences, and bring it into your everyday life. Do it from your phone, do it from your car, do it from your home, do it from your office. This is online, mobile, 24-hour a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This is not a TV channel. This is an online means of getting original content and branded content. So for a brand, let's say it's Dorchester, or it's KSL, we're humanizing your brand. We're helping your customers, your consumers, connect to you in a visual way. It's through sound. I said visual. It's all the components that video brings into your day-to-day existence. It's not reading text, and it's not going through PowerPoints like I am now, sadly. But this is a way to really engage in a personal level with who your audience is. So to maybe make it a little more understandable, if you look at this, EventsTV falls right in the middle of all things marketing. So you've got your niche marketing up at the top, your niche audience, which again would be a meeting professional, not your general audience, like a TV viewer might be. And you've got your broad audience, so your YouTubes, that's at the bottom of this picture. You also have your television to the right, your linear television, which if you want to watch David Muir at 7 p.m. every night, you have to be in front of your TV at 7 p.m. every night, or you're going to miss it, or you're going to tape it, DVR it, whatever you use these days. And then there's the other extreme to the far left. So we are there. You can see some of our cohorts in crime, be it the travel channels, Smart Meetings, BizBash, Condé Nast. We fall right in the middle because we're bringing all these elements together, but in a very easy to use, engaging way. And what's exciting about EventsTV is that you don't have to be in front of your computer and type in our website necessarily. We are going to be on Roku, Fire TV, Apple TV, YouTube, and an assortment of other channels. Our reach is 90 million household subscribers. That's a lot of people for you to be getting your content to, yet still in a targeted approach because we're an events channel. We're not just YouTube. Just a little more from a supplier standpoint of what we can do. And I say that just because, you know, that's my initial thought process, but it doesn't mean that a company might not, let's say it's a Home Depot or it's somebody like that, that their clients are maybe the general consumers. EventsTV, if they were building out something or were part of a new stadium or something along those lines, if they are involved in the events world, they might want to be a channel partner with us. Maybe it's Yeti, and Yeti Coolers is a sponsor for someone's incentive trip. And they might go, let's see, we want to build, or it's a gifting company and they want to build on the events industry. They'd be the customer, you all be the customer for us. And we do an assortment of things from email blasts to live remotes, live events in the future. There's sponsorship opportunities, talent opportunities. So this is just kind of a snapshot of what we do 24 hours a day for the customers on EventsTV. I'm going to show you, if I can share my screen properly at the end, and I'll give you the website, what EventsTV looks like right now. When we launch in the next month or so, it would be like looking at maybe Netflix that has all the movies in all the genres. As you click it on, we're going to have channels like this. So let's say there's a channel up here that says Dorchester. And then there's going to be a meeting planner channel and a food channel and a wedding channel. And then there's a KSL channel. Then there's an adventure channel. Then, so as you can see, there's this variety. And our focus is on travel, adventure, virtual tours, festivals, planner TV, event tech, weddings, and food and beverage. And it's going to grow from there. So it's a variety of education and entertainment brought to you in one location, but on multiple internet channels. I share this slide with you because I want to really just, we all know who we are. This would be something, again, depending on my audience, but we know the type of meetings and events that we do and how many of us there are out there. But down here in the bottom right is really something else I want to focus on. We are really geared, one of my initiatives is to really partner with all these professional associations we belong to, these organizations such as MPI, PCMA, SITE, international luxury hotels, you name it, the ones that are in our industry. We're partnering with them for additional content, for talent, for creators, for really a distribution. So if you didn't want to have to bop between all the various websites of the associations you're involved with, you could go to EventsTV and hope to find their channel right there in one place. And you could get your education, make your comparisons, whatever they've posted on their channel. So we're really, really engaging in our professional associations at EventsTV. And again, I've mentioned in a number of different ways, just the competitive advantage of why would you want to be a subscriber, be it a supplier having a channel or adding content, or you as a meeting professional. Again, it is mobile. We're on multiple platforms. We'll have an app. We'll have streaming. You can watch it anywhere, any time of day. And again, for those of you that don't know what OTT was, which I didn't going into this, but it basically stands for over the top. So it's over the top of your standard traditional television and cable companies. This is the whole nother level, as many of you know, if you are on Hulu and streaming on all these channels, you know, our reach is going to be hopefully, you know, 90 plus of these networks globally. So traditional advertising and marketing is literally almost out the window at this point. And again, for those of you that do, or your management or your senior level executives do want to be involved and have your own channel and not just put something on our meeting planner channel or a travel channel, we have an enormous abundance of targeted analytics, all the details on viewership and demographics. You will be able to track when somebody clicks on your channel or the travel channel and they keep clicking and they keep clicking almost to the point right up until point of purchase. So in traditional advertising, you don't get that. You might know that you've got so many views coming from Omaha, but you don't know who they are necessarily. This is very targeted viewership and engagement numbers. So again, at the end of the day, our company is designed around people, places, purpose, and the art of celebration. And you might be a meeting professional planning a big convention today. You might be planning your daughter's wedding tomorrow. This is a place to go to find new ideas, hopefully new connections. So a few of us, just to tell you who the team is, you know me. Joy Smith is our CEO, who is the founder of the company. Absolutely brilliant woman when it comes to the business and the technology side of things. Heather's on the call. She's our VP of programming, and she has an amazing resume of clients she's worked with over the past years. And for those of you that don't know, she's also up for a Phoenix Awards for MPI Georgia next week. So if you didn't vote, shame on you. Myself, Brian Green, some of you may be familiar with from years past. He's been very active in the local community. He's super active with the Barbados Tourism and Miss Universe pageant. He is our VP of Original Programming. Lisa is on the call. She is all the way out in California joining us. The other part of my team, Betsy, she's in the Dallas area. And then we have Jim Ross, who's the head of production, and Anne-Marie Daggett, who is, actually that might be I don't know, Heather, you'll have to correct me if I've not put that slide in correctly. I'm not sure she's the VP of our content acquisition, but nonetheless, that's kind of our basic team right now, growing by the day. We even just introduced our new intern, who's a sophomore at UGA today on one of our calls, and she looks to be extraordinary. So we're very excited to have her growing by the day. So anyway, you know how to reach me, most of you. If you don't have my new email address, that is it. But you might have an old one and that will work unless it says LA Tourism, then that will not work anymore. Now I'm going to try to share with you, although I know you said you couldn't hear the video. Let me get out of this a minute. I'm not sure where that screen is, Kathy, that you mentioned, but I really wanted to show you these videos. Okay, hold on. Well, in the meantime, are there any questions while I try to figure out why you don't have the sound?
And Pam, just on the sound, if you go down to the bottom left of your screen, next to the thing it says stop audio or mute, there's an arrow right there, and you might be able to control it right there.
I see it.
Okay.
Audio settings. Let's see.
I'll ask a question while you're fiddling around here. You said when are you slated to launch this? You said you were launching in the next, what, month or so?
So we have got a large, and that's what I was trying to show you, some of our shows already. We have a large amount of content, but we really have a goal to have about 2,000 hours of content that our production team and programming is working on now. Our goal right now is on the good side, maybe 4 weeks from now. Otherwise, it'll probably be early to mid-August. You can find us on YouTube, and you can find us, actually, I will share that. You can find us, but we want to be able, when you go in and you see our website, I can't seem to get this off of here. You will see the channels like I showed you before. And in the channels, if you clicked on, let's say, the Planner TV channel, you would not see anything pop up. It's not populated yet. So in the next 4 to 6 weeks, let's say, it depends on a couple different issues, we will be live and you'll be able to flick it on, and I have a call next week to finalize some things with MPI. So, you know, we could get MPI's channel up there in the next couple weeks. So it's going to depend, but the shows that I'm talking about are really going to be a couple weeks away from now.
Yeah. Okay. And I noticed that you have like the ability to do live remotes and live events, you know, so can you talk anything about the production of that and, you know, what that would be? Because I'm sure that there's some planners here and maybe even some properties who might love to have a professional videographer there, you know, on their event, showing how everybody's having a great time, and then that's archived somewhere. And then would they own it? Would you guys own it? How would that all work?
And, you know, I'm going to, because of the programming and what you're discussing, I'm going to actually let Heather answer that, if you don't mind, Heather, because again, she's the one that's, you know, more boots on the ground with how we're doing things. So Heather, if you want to chime in there with your 2 cents on that side.
No, definitely. I'd be happy to. Hello, everyone. I see so many, again, familiar faces and wonderful people I've been able to work with in the past. So hello. As far as live events, we are adapting some technology that will allow us to create some really exciting things. So twofold, we are considering opportunities to partner with WEC specifically, for example, and take what's happening on site into the homes, especially right now with COVID and everything going on, to people like me who probably will still not be able to travel at that time. I've got 2 little girls and it's just a really tricky time to be traveling to something like that, but I hate to miss it. There are so many of us like that it's an amazing opportunity to connect with the entities like MPI who are moving forward with conferences in order to take that content and bring it to the rest of us in the industry. We're also working with some opportunities to create specific live events, like a virtual site tour series, where we have a host who will be connecting virtually. The episodes will be kind of constructed thematically with destinations in mind. So a hotel partner, maybe a DMC partner, or potentially a tour company, activity company, a travel, you know, a couple of different organizations, companies who support that destination, and being able to share through video what they're offering for, this is more specifically geared toward planners, but then also kind of walking through a live Q&A with our host. So there's a lot of cool things that we can do with our live platform that we're super excited about. And I see a couple of other questions in our chat, Pam, if you want me to tackle a couple of those.
Yeah, go ahead and field those.
So Michael is asking about some of the specific types of content that we have under our umbrella channels. So as Pam mentioned, one of the biggest things that we're doing right now is acquiring some amazing content that's existing right now, bringing that onto our network. We're also working on some really exciting original shows. So food and beverage, for example, we've got one show called Campfire Meals. So with our original content, the challenge right now is COVID. So what can we safely do that still brings really entertaining programming to our audience, to our industry? So Campfire Meals, understanding how you can cook outside and the amazing things that you can do. And I know for some of my events, I've done, I mean, once in Africa, we did this amazing bush dinner. I don't know if anybody's had the opportunity to experience something like that. But just showcasing the really cool things that can be done. So Campfire Meals is going to kind of take on some of that. So that's a good example of a show that I would love to watch as an industry professional, but my husband would like to watch, you know, our kids probably would like to watch. So it's very family friendly oriented. Planner TV will have like fireside chat style interviews with event and industry icons. Some additional kinds of behind the scenes look at the industry. We're working on a really cool show that goes a little bit deeper inside the lives of speakers, because we all see what they have to say on the stage and we know that comes from their life experiences. So to kind of take a glimpse inside what that looks like and what they're doing. And these are things that again can be produced now even with social distancing. So, I mean, I could go on and on. Travel shows, adventure, festivals, concerts. We're working on a show called Live on the Lawn, where we explore singers, songwriters, bands. So from a professional perspective, is this somebody I might want to have at my event? But from a personal perspective, wow, hearing their songs in like a very intimate concert style experience, Q&A with the artist, Q&A with some people who are part of that limited, again, socially distanced, safe audience. So just some super cool stuff that we're working on.
Yeah, and you know, Mike, I see in some of your questioning too, you know, event specific, Super Bowl 2021. That's what we're looking to do.
Mm-hmm.
So we want to go behind the scenes with people that are doing that to give ideas or to give tips on how to do that. So, you know, this is part of also our curator program, which I didn't elaborate on, but, you know, those that have done it, seen it, as novices or as professionals, we're developing a program then where they can share content with us to educate all of you. And based on viewership and how it does, this might be somebody we bring on board also in some capacity, revenue share, employee, I don't know. But those are the kind of people and experiences that you, Mike, might have, that you would say, hey, I've done it. I don't know how to necessarily create the content. That's where we pull in a Heather and say, we've got people that can create it to put online. You just tell us what you got and kind of work seamlessly together.
Would you guys supply a production team, Pam, that would say, okay, so let's say I have 4 years of content on really great incentive programs. We brought in named entertainment, went to unique places, had some super difficult challenges. You want to get behind the scenes. Let's say it's Acme Corporation, and Acme Corporation doesn't want this on the channel, but yet it's a great opportunity maybe to drive revenue. Is that what I'm hearing you say? Driving revenue from the event side of the business? Because if event side has content to share, that could be a revenue stream to help support building a better experience. Is that kind of what you said earlier? Is that what I'm hearing or no?
Almost like an opportunity for you to drive to have an additional channel of revenue for yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a full, I didn't elaborate on that, but we have a full, I did at the beginning for the few that were on, production team. I mean, Jim comes from a very long, wonderful career in cinematography. So we're talking, you know, movie production and things like that, and the equipment, and he's just, again, he's our lead person, but the production people we work with and the equipment we have and what we do, you know, even from the standpoint of a virtual tour, and we actually have another partner that we do with virtual tours with, but if it's a company, like I was speaking to a big resort, I won't say the name, kind of up in Connecticut, about virtual tours and how they don't have anything that they can use right now, and they need to have a production company come out and do a virtual tour. We can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We can go like Destination Beer, or we can create whatever we want to create because of the production team that we have, the expertise of theirs. You know, there was a quote I heard the other day, which is totally to my point, is, you know, if you stick to the playbook, especially these days, you're not going to succeed. Like, you have to be creatively brave. And that's what we're here to help all of you do. To the question to that too, to help you all do it, see it, experience it, about subscriptions. we're not going to have the subscription cost for the rest of this year. I would say you can go subscribe now. You just won't have anything to really click on and see for the next couple weeks. But we will be subscription based down the road. We may have tiered levels of subscriptions. But again, it's $3.99 a month. It's minimal to get all of the education and all of the entertainment that you're going to get.
So a question on the viewership. So I saw that you guys said there's about 198 million out there from a viewership perspective. Do you have the audience makeup of who those 198 million are? I mean, events television, are you going after the family demographic? Are you going after males 18 to 35? Are you going after women from 20 to 40? Like, is there a backup, or can you give a little bit more information on who you're trying to get to from a viewership perspective?
Yeah, and we're looking really at the event enthusiast. So we're not looking at my next door neighbor who's trying to find the Disney Channel for his kids. The event world in general is predominantly women. Sorry for those of you that are not, but the demographics for our channel are about 18 to 54. I know it's a broad range, but we do have some things we're looking at with millennials and this and that. But it's really an event meeting planner demographic more than it's the general world. And each show is going to have different audience numbers, and we will be able to get that through the platform that we use to host all of our video, all of our content, all of our channels. And again, it will be very granular. It could be that event tech could be a completely different demographic audience than the adventure channel. And the Dorchester channel might be a completely different demographic than the Sandestin channel. So those will be things that as we grow, and those are things that I'm sure our investors and others are interested in knowing, because it will be general, 18 to 54, predominantly women. But it'll get very, very finite depending on which channels you're watching. And after a year's time, 6 months time, we will have a better handle on what that is. Because again, it might be in my position, I might be wanting to talk to Dorchester, and I might realize that maybe they don't want to buy their own channel, but they have great content that would go in the food and beverage channel. Mm-hmm. They're going to want to know the demographics of that food and beverage channel more than the travel channel in general, perhaps.
Pam and Heather, I saw this great question from Jen Hicks. She writes, the San Diego Tourism Authority has a YouTube channel, right? And I think that's what we're used to. Like, you put up a video and you just throw it up on YouTube, and it's like, oh, here it is. But no one's really marketing their YouTube mm-hmm. channels, right? Mm-hmm. You just kind of assume that people can find them, or maybe you have a link to them every once in a while. But her question is, does this replace YouTube for these types of things? Would this be a viable substitute for the YouTube channel?
So the one thing is, we're not trying to be a substitute for anybody. Again, we can't even come close to being who YouTube is. YouTube is one distribution means. So if you're only using YouTube and maybe your website, that means people have to go to the San Diego website, or they have to go search for you on YouTube. If you're on EventsTV is also on YouTube. We're also on Apple TV. We're kind of like your wholesaler. If you look at it from a platform, we're there to make sure you are getting the distribution everywhere. And somebody doesn't have to go and search in this place and search in this place. So MPI was a great example when I was talking to them this week. He said, we have MPI TV, and we have all these podcasts, and we have this. I'm like, yeah, well, that's only if somebody goes to MPI, if you go to your website. Oh no, we have it on YouTube too. I said, okay, you have to go to YouTube, or you have to click back to MPI, back and forth. We're a channel that MPI can put the channel on their website. So you could not only be on MPI's website and see all that they have, you might see an ad for San Diego, because San Diego sponsored something with MPI, let's say recently, and you can click right over to either the San Diego channel on our network, or click right into San Diego's website. We are literally just a means of distributing your content, your video, your engaging, your storytelling content. So we don't replace anybody. There's 90 plus channels out there in this environment. We want to be on as many of those as we can.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
The beautiful thing about some of the software that we're looking at is how well it works in tandem with your social media programs. You know, taking clips from content that you upload to your dedicated channel that you have access on the back end to. Taking clips, posting that directly to YouTube, directly to Twitter, so that it's really part of your entire marketing and sales plan.
And I'm really sorry, you guys, I'll send it to you guys in a link that I couldn't, for the life of me, figure out how to start the audio on it. But I've got like 3 short 1-minute videos. 2 of them are on 2 of the shows. We have Amazing Spaces and Destination Beer, which goes into areas, say Sonoma, into a microbrewery, and you get a whole show on what that brewery is doing, that microbeer is. Amazing Spaces, again, it's finding amazing spaces. Currently, the one I have on the clip is a building, which I know not all of us are going into buildings these days. So it's literally a virtual site visit, but very entertaining and upbeat. And then we just have basically our sizzle reel, our overall sales pitch. So I'll get those to you in a follow-up, or I'll send them to Whitney and she can send them out. So I really wanted to show you those, but I apologize. But hopefully you got a taste of kind of the new norm when it comes to marketing yourselves.
Yeah, that's
Or
okay.
educating.
And if you wanted to also put the link in the chat box, you could do that. But otherwise, we'll figure out a way to get those links to everybody. This is exciting. You know, I see a lot of potential. Your point about the travel channel was so on point early. I was so excited when the travel channel showed up. I was like, oh my God, I'm going to watch this thing all the time. And it's going to be, you know, right up my alley. And you're right. It was like MTV used to be music and the travel channel used to be travel. And now it's all this just bold kind of, you know, random programming.
Yeah.
And I guess it just gets diluted by, you know, the thousands of hours of programming that's out there. But
well, and again, that's not necessarily geared towards the meeting professional. We're trying to really gear ourselves towards the event enthusiast, not my uncle who wants to go ghost hunting or, you know, search for UFOs. So, I mean, the travel channel, it's about travel because you went to Arizona looking for UFOs, but it's not geared towards our industry. And that's what we're trying to do is really make the world see that we are in quite an amazing profession. And we do contribute billions of dollars to the global economy. So it's really about the professional side of what we do with the fun side of what we do. And I did just post, I have one more to post, so I think they all got up there, at least one of them did, some of the links, but I'll make sure you guys get them in an email as well.
fantastic. Anyone else have a question about any of this? It's really a lot to, it's sort of like drinking from a fire hose, you know, it's a lot to process.
I think Barry had a really interesting question. I was curious about the same idea. So Barry says, if I want to go on a virtual site visit to Egypt, exotic place, can I just go to your channel and put Egypt in there and get site visit type videos? Or are you going to curate those videos from different sources? Or how could that serve the needs, especially in this current environment, of someone who needs to really go to an exotic destination they may not be familiar with? Are you headed in that direction in terms of destination-specific site visits?
Yeah, Heather's nodding, so I'll let her say something. But I know that kind of twofold. Ideally, we'd love every great venue and hotel in Egypt to somewhere have content virtual tours with us. But one of our partners, one of our platforms we work with, they have over 1,000 cities in a virtual tour format already. And what that means is you could click on Atlanta, Georgia, and you could click on the Ritz-Carlton. They started by working with the CVBs, and they mapped, which what you do in a virtual tour, they mapped out key players in that city. And as you go in and do your virtual tour, you can then go dive even deeper, and you can end up with the on the Ritz-Carlton website or with a contact. So we have 1,000 cities mapped already. Now to go even deeper and have a real intense site visit in Cairo with a specific hotel, that's what we're working on now. I'm not sure, again, I haven't seen every city, how elaborate these virtual tours are. Some could be very, the choppy kind. We want to go in and work with, which is part of my job, to make sure that I am reaching out to the best places in Dublin and New York City and Barbados, and make sure that we're talking to them about virtual tours for the meeting planner, for the event enthusiast, not just, hey, I'm going out to dinner, what's the restaurant look like on the website? We're talking a little bit deeper, but we're already in the works on the general mapping of 1,000 cities, and we're going to do a deeper dive as we go.
You curate other people's programming, and then in addition to that, you are developing your own original programming. Is that correct?
Yes, and that's the wonderful job that Heather has. She's VP over all of that.
That sounds like a fun gig to me.
Everything she does, I sell.
You're a good team. Well, that brought me to my other question, is that where does your inspiration and your ideas for original programming come from, and how do you decide what are the best ones to pursue and what to try to, how does that whole production process move forward from concept to execution?
It's a great question. And interestingly, there is a very specific workflow and process to that. Luckily, we all come from some part of the walk of the hospitality industry, travel industry. So I think as soon as we all joined on the team, that switch flipped, and we started seeing the world through the lens of what would make good television programming that I know about. And I know within the first week, I had like 20 ideas for shows. So we have all these ideas, and we come together as a team actually once a quarter to pitch all of our ideas. And in the interim, if something is really great, really relevant, we might greenlight a little bit sooner. But we have this process of coming together quarterly to talk about our ideas and decide in a very analytical way and strategic way what makes the most sense to move forward with. So right now our focus is what can we do safely with health in mind, with travel restrictions in mind, how can we continue? So there's a lot of virtual shooting going on and B-roll that we have already to put together the shows that we're looking at. But I mean, in essence, we have ideas, we kind of put them at the back of our, or keep a list. I have just like a Word document of all of my ideas. We come together quarterly, talk about it as a team, and see what we want to move forward with.
And you have your own internal production team that will do all of that work.
Exactly right. Exactly.
You guys have my Walter Mitty job that I wanted when I was young. So God, how exciting is that?
It's
so,
exciting.
Let us know. I mean, we're always looking. Cairo, Barry, I got
ideas, Heather. Not gonna lie about it. I got some ideas.
Yeah, it's exciting, and I hope you all subscribe and start watching. Again, give it a few weeks. It's really cool to be on the side of it, having spent so much time predominantly on the CVB and DMO side to see how to bring these places to life and do it without searching for it, and do it without waiting until 7 o'clock because there's a special on CNN about something. It's there all the time, and we've got such great legs already. We've got so much either happening, you just haven't seen it yet, or partnerships. I mean, out the gate, I can't tell you how receptive our industry associations have been. So I think we have to kind of switch gears, kind of like taking our shoes off at the airport, and start realizing it. And I hate to say it, that some of the traditional sponsorships, hey, we want to sponsor I don't know, the registration desk at XYZ convention. You know, we're really able to say, well, if you do that, you know, maybe you want to be a part of Event TV and let's put a screen up and let's, you know, it's just people are engaging with people in a different way these days. And if you can't show proof of the money you're spending, the ROI, we just can't. ROI is everything right now. And this channel and this digital marketing is the best way to get ROI for your money. And that's not to sound like a sales pitch. It's just me being excited about it.
If I may make a programming suggestion to you all, I would be lining up Miss Nuria Candel to do virtual fam trips because she rocks that experience like no other person ever. And you need to grab her while you can get her because she will be in line for an Emmy if you put her on.
Now, Nuria, I heard it was awesome on Wednesday. Awesome.
It's the second awesome time she's been on already, and every experience just get rave reviews. She's the perfect person to do a virtual fam trip for her channel, for her collective. So please get in touch with her, and I will take my agent's 10% commission. Percentage.
Nuria, I will get in touch with you and your executives, and we'll get you guys rocking and rolling on the channel. The other thing I didn't mention, though, because I really don't want to talk pricing here, it's not the audience for it, but you know, there's other opportunities like sponsorship, which is what Lisa, who none of you know Lisa other than Heather on this call, she does all of our show's sponsorship. So you might say, listen, you know, after COVID and after this year, we just got to hold off a little bit on certain things. And trust me, you guys, this is not, compared to what people spend on a 30-second spot on TV, you get a whole year on Event TV. But, you know, it might be something, like I mentioned, we're doing something with Destination Beer and we're at a microbrewery somewhere, and that a hotel nearby, a restaurant nearby, a CVB nearby, a venue nearby might want to say, listen, I've got a couple grand, plaster my name up there as a sponsor of the show. And there you go. So we have channel sponsors, content sponsors, show sponsors. So much like when you say, should I give money to MPI WEC, and there's all these tiered sponsorship levels, we have a variety of ways to get your brand on Event TV without it costing you a month's mortgage even. I mean, there are ways to do this, and it's really remarkable, the return on investment.
Yeah.
Happy Friday, everybody. Thank you for letting us be on.
Yes, yes. Well, we were excited to hear about the concept. You know, Carol and I are considering right now, as I shared with you, how we flip our normal, you know, face-to-face kind of roadshow into something virtual yet exciting, right? No one wants to sit on their butts and look at a screen for 5 hours doing the same thing over and over again. So how do we do that? How do we engage people? How do we have some live features? How do we have some, you know, video, some fun stuff to do and watch and whatnot? So this comes at just the right time. And I'm sure that you've really struck a chord with many of the people who are on this call today. And so good. I was going to ask you, Pam, to please share your email address here so that people can get in touch with you. And Heather, we're really happy for you. It's a nice switch, and we know you're going to be super creative and just take this and run with it.
Thank you so much. It's so exciting.
Well, thanks everybody. I appreciate. I don't know if Carol and Whitney, I don't want to, you know, take over their parade here, but happy Friday, happy hour.
You are the parade, my friend. That's it. That's all we got.
That's right.
Well, there'll be more to come. Give us another, if you keep doing this, give us another month or so, and I will be back with even more stuff to share with you.
Great. Yeah.
We appreciate everyone's time on a Friday afternoon. And we hope that you'll join us next week. Carol, you want to tell everybody what's coming up on Wednesday, all the planners?
Well, we've made a little switch for Wednesday's call, and we're going to be celebrating La Pura Vida on Wednesday for Costa Rica. So those of you who would like to join us, it's going to be a beautiful tour of Costa Rica. We're going to talk about and demonstrate some health and wellness. Take a deep breath, be in the beautiful nature outdoors. We're working on content now with Patricia Sahin and her DMCs in Costa Rica. So I hope that you all will join us on Wednesday for that. And then next Friday, we're going to be talking about service in the age of COVID-19 and the current political unrest and social unrest. Doc Henley is going to be our guest. He's going to kind of curate and lead a conversation. He basically, I believe recently was on an MPI call, hosted a Zoom call for MPI for CEU credits or CMP credits, however you refer to that. And I'm hoping that he can bring that ability to us. So if y'all are needing some continuing education credits for your CMP and want to talk about not just wine to water, but how one moves forward in this environment to really matter and to really make a difference in the world, he's going to lead that conversation next Friday. That's it.
Awesome.
Yeah, we're excited.
That's all the news that's fit to print. It's 5 o'clock, so grab a glass and enjoy your weekend. And we will see you next Wednesday. Pam, Heather, Lisa, the whole team. We are really excited for you. We know you're just going to fly. And thanks for being on with us. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for allowing us to be some of the first to hear about this platform. And thanks for sharing all of the good news with us.
Well, thank you. And please go check out the websites and have a great weekend.
All right.
And bye-bye to Jennifer's baby. Hi.
Yeah. Bye-bye, sweetie.
Bye-bye.
Hi,
Bye,
everyone.
everybody. Thank you.